Hello, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to our online Excellers Chapel real life class. To our first-time visitors, you're very welcome to our online Excellers Chapel real life class. So happy to be here today. It's been long. Welcome back from the lockdown. I hope God has kept you well and you're all doing fine. We are back on our real life, and we are having so many wonderful things for you. And I would like to encourage you that every Sunday, kindly tune in to our real life class, and you will be blessed. And today with me, I have a wonderful woman of God, a wife, a mother, and above all a banker, but full of knowledge about a number of things. And today, welcome with me, Mrs. Doreen Nasunakiria, and today we'll be talking about a journal. Doreen, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Christine. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be back here. Thank you for hosting me.
You're welcome. And today we'll be talking about a journal, and I would like to know, Doreen, what is a journal? How should it look like?
Yes, today we are talking about keeping a journal. Do you know what it is? Yes, a journal is a notebook, a notebook where you can write your thoughts, your dreams, your great ideas, your circumstances, situations you're going through, and even much, much more. Yes, that is briefly a journal. And what I can say is one key thing about a journal, what you have to ensure is it should be portable, that you're able to carry it wherever you go. Trust me, on your way back somewhere, as you're going for this or that, someone will speak something that you need to note down, and your brain will not be able to remember that. And so if it is something that is so big that you cannot carry in your bag, so most times it's most likely going to stay at home. And instead of accumulating ideas, accumulating thoughts and all that, it's going to be accumulating cobwebs and all that. So you're defeating the purpose of the journal.
Okay, thank you, Doreen. Our viewers out there would like to know, why should I keep a journal? Why should I keep this small book in my bag? Why should I continue writing?
Wow, that's a wonderful question. And one thing I've learned as we go on, I've learned in life, is we need to have better decision-making habits. And better decision-making habits, they don't just come, but they come as a result of practical experiences, learning how to do something and how not to do it. So if you've not written anything down, so you will not know what works and what doesn't work. You do not have a sense of reference to go back to look at something which, this didn't work and this worked. Yeah. So in a case, someone who is keeping a journal, they become more effective in life. Why? Because they have a point of reference where they go to see things, how they happened last year. Between me and you, we all know the things, the systems as they were last year, they will not offer solutions to the next year. They will be totally different. So if you do not have any reference about what happened last time, so you cannot have a better decision-making habit today, because there is nothing you can refer to, yeah? And if you had a great idea and you did not write it down, you kept it in your mind, you kept it in your head, trust me, what is going to happen? You lose it. You easily forget it, and you move on, and you're like, when next year comes, you're like, you're seeing someone else did something that you thought you could do. You're seeing it now and you're like, at some point I think I had this idea or something, but you never wrote it down. So you move life as it comes. That is not our portion. We should be past that stage. Yes, that's why you should keep a journal, and you should keep a journal.
Oh, interesting. So I'll pose a question to our viewers today. Do you have a journal? Okay, some of us have said yes, well. And to some of us who may not have a journal at the moment, kindly get one today. For the whole of this month, we're going to be talking about a journal. What is a journal in details? Why should you keep it? Why is it important for you to have it? And then, Doreen, I'd like to know, what should I write in a journal? I mean, I will have this book, I'll have this journal, but what should I write in?
I know we are going to reach that point. I wanted to pose the other thing to one of the viewers, maybe our viewers and whoever will be watching this video. You could be there and you think maybe the journal is supposed to be for specific kinds of people. Yeah, that like it should be specific kind of people, maybe people who are busy in those offices or government, whatever, you know. But I would recommend that even to your child, once they learn how to write and read, give them a journal, buy them a journal so they can write down things. One of those ladies that really I look up to, she's called Priscilla Shire. One time she was preaching and she actually said she keeps a journal for each one of his sons. She has 3 sons. Just to document the things that are happening, key things, they're not like daily things where I have a diary where I must record everything that happened today. A journal is different, that there are essential things that happen, key things that you can't just allow them to pass by, to go away, yeah? That you need to jot them down. For her as a parent, as a mother, she keeps a journal for each of the sons she has. She has 3. And she says, what happened, even if in the spiritual perspective, she sees, wow, there is something God is showing me about this child, and I feel there is a gift upon this child and everything. She notes it down. And funny enough, she said she will hand over these journals to the wives to the sons, which is interesting. Wow. But I want to encourage even parents, when your child, you can write for them as and when they are growing, they can't write or read well, but as they grow up and they can actually write and read on their own, for them to know the importance of writing. It is very good to go back to and read the things that you wrote and what was on your mind back then.
Thank you. Thank you, Doreen. Wow, those are amazing points. A journal, on top of what Doreen has said, the things you've encountered in life. Maybe you've moved around and you've seen a nice quote, and this quote works for you. Note it in a journal. You know, our brains cannot accommodate everything. You know, at a certain point, you'll forget. Now, I'll give an example. Today, our pastor was preaching, and he mentioned some important points. And if you didn't write them, you don't have a reference. You know, you cannot go back and review and find out what was pastor talking about. You cannot go back and read that scripture because you didn't note it down. You know, so it is very important to have a journal. It helps you to remember. It helps you to go back and assess what you saw. It helps you to note those important things that you need as a person as you're going through life. At times you're at work. At times you've just gone out to get a cup of coffee, and you see this important, maybe a proverb or a notice by the door besides the wall, and it has worked for you. Those are some of the important things you have to note in a journal. Wow, thank you, Doreen. This is a very important topic. So I'd also like to know, what's the difference between those who keep a journal and those who do not?
Like I said, actually, you can see someone who actually keeps a journal and someone who doesn't. People who don't keep journals, they even easily forget things, yeah? Easily forget things. Like I had a discussion with you and we probably agreed upon something, and you know, it simply goes away, and you can't really remember our discussion, what we talked about. But one thing I want to encourage us, like we are going to be talking about this same topic of keeping a journal the whole of this month. But I pray that by the end of this month, we shall be able to keep up with the habits of keeping a journal. Because the easiest part is buying one. That is the easiest part. Everyone can go out and you buy yourself one. Very easy. Trust me, very easy. But filling it up with what you're supposed to write in becomes the challenge. Yeah, becomes the challenge. But one thing I want to, going back to your question, what should be written in the journal, I want to just bring this idea into your mind, yeah? Like a journal, it's something that can help you figure it all out. Like figure it all out. It could be about your life. It could be about the people you're with. It could be about your current situation, about your career, about your dreams and everything. They help you to figure it out. You know, you're going to take an instance where you're going through a current dilemma, yeah? And all you have is you have it all in your head, yeah? You have it all in your head, and you're just having a thinking of what is really happening, yeah? But the difference, they are going to go down and write down. If it's a dilemma maybe I had an encounter with you, maybe you had a heated up argument about this or that, and so many things came up, and it's like a dilemma, and I'm like, even our friendship is actually at stake. Someone is going to write down, someone who keeps a journal will write down about that situation. What caused it? What was I supposed to do right? Or what really went wrong? What was I supposed to, is there something that I did wrong? Something that I could have done right, yeah? But to a person, if you're keeping it all in your head, it's in your head like somehow it could be exaggerated or you underestimate the situation or something. But when you write it down on paper, you're able to see it the way it is. This is the way it is, yeah? It's not just in your mind. It's not just, just thinking about it, just pondering about it in your head. No. In many cases, in such a situation, you're able to say, no, she overreacted, yeah? She overreacted, or I think she was, she has a mood swing, or she had other problems, or she probably had a quarrel at home and she's coming back on me or something like that. But to someone who keeps a journal, do not just have all these things in the mind. They will go down to look at it in detail and write it down, and from there you're able to see it, to see the situation the way it is. And when you do that, you're able to come out with a solution. Actually, I like it the way how he's called Jim Rohn says it. He says that to someone who writes, even if their problem or your circumstance or your uncertainty, that when you put it down, that problem, you create a distance between yourself and that problem. And in between here, there are kinds of solutions you are allowing to grow, to come out. But if you're here and you're keeping all it in, you're keeping it all in your mind, trust me, there is no gap in between, and you're not even seeing a solution to fix in there. And you're not looking at the situation the way it actually is. You're looking at it just from your head and, exaggerating it, probably underestimating the problem and all that. So what makes the difference between you and me, between the person who keeps a journal, the person who documents things, the person who writes, and someone who simply thinks they can keep it all in their mind, is there. That is the difference. Yes.
And you're able to look at this thing at a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just looking at it and figuring out and imagining what it has how it has happened, the pain it has caused, but you're able to analyze it step by step as you write it down.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you,
you're welcome.
Thank you. It's really been amazing knowing about a journal. The first time I encountered this, I remember I watched a video about that gentleman, John Gray, and I mean, it worked wonders for me, and I was like, what? I've taken so much time. I've really taken a long time. I wish I'd known this earlier and I'd kept this journal before. But thanks be to God that you and me now have an opportunity to know that you can keep a journal and it can do amazing things for you. Thank you, Doreen. There's a lot to talk about, but because of our limited time, I'll just like to just ask you, what are your parting shots concerning this topic, keeping a journal?
About this keeping a journal, it's not for any people out there, yeah? It's for each one of us, and for our own good, for our own purpose. I know our pastor has been even here telling us to come with notebooks, it is just that journal. You have that notebook. You will not remember everything that has been preached, but there is that word that will speak to you, and you have to note it down. And if you don't note it down, it will probably go away. You will be with someone and they speak an idea that you'll not be able to remember when you leave that place. Yeah, you see some people when they come to any kind of meeting or something, they'll carry their notebook and pen. Why? Because they are not supermen or superwomen that my brain works wonders and everything, but they know this person would speak something that I will need at some point. Yeah. So let's be in the habit of keeping a journal. It's for our best.
Wow, isn't it wonderful? Come on, let me hear you say, isn't it wonderful?